Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, my name MAIZATUL AKMA binti MAZLAN, number matric 267857. Okay, for today's video, I will explain for the case 3, which is the smell, taste and touch of money and accounting policy decision. In this case, I will elaborate on about statement of problem, causes of problem, decision, recommendation, and the last one is executive summary for this case. According to this case, what I can conclude is UPC contribute initial funding investment for MIM Holding. However, the external auditor of UPC declared it as a debt. And also, in 2019, MIM Holding incurred a net loss. This is because UPC Holding used the right toward MIM Holding but affect MIM Holding in returns, and also MIM Holding have a lack of professional judgment. From this case, I fully recommend MIM Holding to increase intervention of internal auditor in giving their judgment. This is because, as we know, this company have their own internal auditor but do not use this right given to solve all the problems that occur in the company. This solution could help all the internal auditor in brainstorming opinion to make a decision regarding the fund investment. The case is start with in 2017, UPC has contributed fund amount of 18 million ringgit Malaysia and known as investment to MIM Holding. In this case, UPC is a parent for MIM Holding. UPC contribute the money to their subsidiary in order to gain profit from MIM Holding. When external auditor of MIM, which is MG and Associate, advised the fund should recognize as equity since UPC is the parent of MIM Holding and the fund investment is received from UPC. However, in February 2018, external auditor of UPC advised that the investment should not as a debt, not as an equity, and this is mean that MIM Holding Company should pay for UPC the debt. Okay, based on this case, there are several problems happen, which is for the first one is MIM is still in confused whether should recognize the amount of 18 million ringgit Malaysia of investment as equity or debt, and this is all mean that MIM should pay the debt to UPC. However, as we know in this case that MIM financial is not in good condition. This means that if MIM company not able to pay the debt, this means that MIM will be bankruptcy or not. On the statement of problem, there are several causes of problem occur in this company. The first one is that as we know in this case that the investment is from UPC to MIM Holding as a cash pump by the parent to support their subsidiary and generate income for the parents. Besides that, the problem also happened because UPC used the right that parent have to MIM and the activity give effect to MIM in return, which is as we know that even UPC give fund of investment to MIM Holding, but MIM Holding still need to pay debt to the UPC. MIM Holding is so aggressively want to handle everything in MIM, even though MIM is subsidiary to the company and they can operate by itself and can be monitored by UPC. The effect from UPC use the right toward their MIM Holding make MIM Holding feel pressure to generate the income, as UPC set up the MIM Holding Company in special purpose entity which is to generate income to UPC since 2009. This means that when UPC want to fund investment toward MIM Holding Company, MIM Holding Company feel relief because this can generate income to the company. The second problem that identified in this case is that MIM Holding has a lack of internal control. For the first one is that staff at MIM Holding were unfamiliar with the internal control process and do not speak English as a first language. Because of the problem, as we know that all of the procedure in accounting is written in English, but MIM Holding do not speak in English. From this problem, make the staff did not understand enough about the investment procedure, and from this situation, make they cannot recognize which is entity and also debt. The second problem that I could identify in the lack of internal control is that no attention was placed on the actual implementation of internal control. This means that all employees are not exposed to any important matters related to the company that they need to know before making any decision that could allow the company to incur losses if the company is not properly controlled by internal control. The third causes that I could identify from the statement is that MIM Holding current liabilities were 4,644,718 million higher than its current asset, and from the amount, MIM Holding incurred the net loss in 2019. Besides that, MI Holding also indicating serious uncertainty that could affect the company inability to continue as a going concern. From this case, MIM Holding in dilemma either they are able to pay the debt or not. And if the company could not be able to pay the debt, MI Holding will go bankrupt. For decision criteria and alternative solution, number one, I suggest that MIM Holding can create an accounting regulatory framework awareness culture. This is because accounting regulatory framework is a set of rules and regulations that govern the accounting profession. The conceptual framework for reporting is one of them. It is a set of concepts and principles that serve as the foundation for the preparation of financial statements. This conceptual framework stresses the features in terms of improving the quality of financial statement. As a result, this accounting professional culture of adhering to the accounting regulatory framework is critical. The second solution that I think suitable for this case is MIM Holding should provide their internal control toward the staff and management. This is because, as we know, MIM Holding lack in internal control. With this, MIM Holding can improve the internal control by provide adequate training to the staff, such as provide English class to the staff, and with this, can make them more understand all of the document and also can provide the policy and procedure to each staff based on their position. With this solution, they can improve their internal control, and maybe in monthly the company MIM Holding can perform a self-evaluation of MIM internal control holding to know either the staff is able to do the job scope of the position or not based on the procedure given. The third solution that I provide for this case is MIM Holding should increase intervention of internal auditor in giving their judgment. This is because based on the case, internal auditor have their own role, which is to provide independent assurance that an organization risk management, governance, and internal control processes are operating effectively. Therefore, by increasing the intervention intern auditor in giving judgment, more argument and brainstorm can be made in giving their opinion. Based on this case, I fully recommend that MIM Holding should create an accounting regulatory framework awareness culture. This is because by having more professional accounting personnel in MIM Holding, more critical professional judgment can be made. Hence, it can help the accounting department to brainstorm and more argument can be made.
Therefore, it will reduce biased judgment for every transaction that has been occurred. Thus, it is easier for MIM Holding to decide whether the injection fund is debt or equity. By the end of the recommendation, that's all I can conclude from this case. Thank you.